Perched high above the sprawling city, Griffith Observatory stands as both a beacon of science and a symbol of Los Angeles itself. Since opening its doors in 1935, the observatory has welcomed millions of visitors, not just as spectators, but as participants in discovery. By day, the observatory offers sweeping views of Los Angeles, stretching from the downtown skyline to the Pacific Ocean. But as the sun sets, its purpose comes into focus. A gift from the city from philanthropist Griffith J. Griffith, the building was founded on a simple but powerful idea, that astronomy should be accessible to everyone. And to this day, admission remains free, inviting anyone with curiosity to look deeper into the universe. So whether you travel the cosmos or are local to the neighborhood, we're glad that you're here. Welcome to Los Angeles. The Griffith Observatory stands watch over Griffith Park, the largest municipal park in the United States, brimming with cultural landmarks, miles of trails, and wilderness. For locals and tourists, hiking the park's vast terrain remains a beloved tradition, and one of my favorites. It's the ultimate destination to leave the urban bustle behind and discover a protected wilderness on the very threshold of Los Angeles. To capture unrivaled views of the entire LA basin, visitors can hike from the observatory to Mount Hollywood, the park's highest peak. And adventurers can traverse a comprehensive 53-mile network of scenic paths, bridle trails, and fire roads.
If you live or are visiting Southern California, this is probably one of the best places you could choose because it's accessible. If you do run into any kind of trouble, there's going to be people around. If you're new to hiking, it's a very safe place to start.
I would say if you want to choose Griffith Park, the reason you would do it is because you're getting history. You can see the Hollywood sign, you can see the Griffith Park Observatory, and if it's a clear day, you can see downtown LA, Century City, out to the ocean at times. They've even got down below, there's a cave that they filmed the Batman car, and you know, when it drove out for the Batman movie, so you can just, if you want something short, you can park there and just walk up and be like, hey, this is where a movie was made. So, super fun.
One of the basic do's is you definitely want to stay on trail. These trails are maintained, so there's a less likelihood of you getting hurt on the trails as opposed to off the trail. So you can see the path right here. There's a sign posted, caution rattlesnakes, and the little no footpath sign. This is actually an animal path, so the animals form this path, and over time people start walking over to that. Those paths, we do not maintain them. They're very uneven, and you're also stepping into basically the homes of the animal wildlife in here. So we're trying to keep people on the trails and off of the animal paths because you're starting to basically invade the animals' territory, disturbing their homes, and there's a higher likelihood of you getting lost or getting injured off the designated trails.
You do sometimes see a snake, and I'm never afraid of them. They're always at the side of the road. They don't like me. They hear me stomping along, so they just head off into the bushes.
If you encounter wildlife in the park, you have to be mindful that you're in their home. This is their habitat. We're the ones that are visiting. So if you see any wildlife, just let them be, let them do their thing. Bring your dogs, just make sure that they're on leash. The last thing we want for them to do is to see a squirrel running across or a coyote and try to chase after them, and then they're lost. And also be mindful of the weather conditions. If it's really hot and you're going to take them hiking on a trail, the floor is a lot hotter on the trails than it is on grass or anything else, and so there is the possibility that you're going to end up burning your poor animal's paws. Then they overheat, get dehydrated. So just be mindful of the weather conditions and just make sure that your animals are hydrated and they're on a leash.
Because the weather is so beautiful in Los Angeles and we have people hitting these trails 7 days a week, oftentimes even off into the evenings, it keeps your LAFD pretty busy. But you can rest assured that the Los Angeles City Fire Department is very well prepared and ready to assist anybody that may become sick or injured on one of these trails. Anywhere from airborne assets like our helicopter rescue teams to ground assets like brush patrols, fire engines, and firefighters. So typically what we'll do is we'll have firefighters come on foot and they'll coordinate rescues with helicopters to assist on rescuing anybody that may be hurt or injured or sick on that trail. So if you find yourself having a little bit of difficulty in the middle of the hike and you know it's going to complicate your ability to get off of that trail and make it back to your vehicle safely, there's an acronym that's called STOP, right? You want to stay put, you want to think, you want to observe, and you want to plan. So stay put, don't move, because when you move, it makes it difficult for rescuers to be able to access where you're at. You want to think about where you're at and how to articulate that information. Observe your area before it starts to get dark on you. So if you have any landmarks, you can communicate that to potential rescuers. And then start coming up with a plan, right? If you need to maybe come up a cliff or you need to assist yourself in helping get rescued, come up with a plan. So that's an acronym we like people to try and memorize if they find themselves in a precarious situation. You want to make sure if you're going to be hiking in peak season, like in the spring or summertime, consider hiking in the morning when the weather is a lot cooler, or in the afternoons when it's not as warm. If you're going to be hiking in the fall or winter, be assured that it's not going to be raining on you at some point when you're on that trail, because that brings a whole nother element to your ability to get on and off that trail, such as water, rock, and debris flows, making the trails a lot slipperier, sometimes being washed out. So those are some things to consider depending on the climate and the weather you're going to be experiencing.
I will look at my weather app anytime I'm going to hike to make sure I know if it's going to rain or if it's going to be super hot. That impacts when I go and what I bring with me. Wearing a hat is really important, a shield from the sun, and the sunscreen.
Doing a little bit of research what the weather is going to be doing that day. Are we going to be in a red flag day? Are we going to be having a high heat advisory? Is it going to be raining? All these things are going to affect your ability to be able to stay safe and have a good time while you're hiking on the trails.
It's my passion. I love being outdoors. I love the fresh air. I love the nature. I love breaking a sweat and getting the exercise. Getting away from the city and kind of in a quiet place, I feel more centered. It's a stress release.
Just gives you that space for yourself and for your brain to have a rest from all the things that are going on in the world, and to just look up and see, you know, the trees and the view.
We're here at Pan Pacific Park in Council District 5 celebrating Earth Day with LA Sanitation and many of our city and community partners. Earth Day is a time where we come together as a community, but also as a city, as the sanitation and the Department of Public Works, to help educate the public about the innovative approaches and the resources that are available to sustainability, composting, recycling, and so much more.
Today is the 10th anniversary of Earth Day LA. We are big fans of protecting the environment, reducing plastic waste, and making it easier for people to live a sustainable life.
We're very excited here to invite the community to come and learn about all of the work that sanitation does, our wastewater treatment, our stormwater activities, our solid resources and recycling. These are major programs that we do to help protect the environment.
We even have a bike repair clinic. We even have a toy swap booth as well. We're giving away trees. We're teaching kids and families how to recycle and compost. And there's so much more that we're teaching the public, and also promoting our application as well, Sort LA, where it teaches people how to throw away your garbage and your trash.
And then we're gonna flatten it in our hand.
So today I'm looking forward to all the kid activities, the happy children out here learning about how to be zero waste in their households, because kids are so good at teaching their parents, and that is such an important factor for the future and for our city and how our neighborhoods look.
I think trees are important because they help us eat and breathe better.
When you come to this event here at the city for Earth Day, we're going to help you get free trees and learn how to use the mulch, and you can go home, and this is a family environment. It's a great day. It feels good out here. You're helping the environment to reduce, reuse, and recycle.
The theme of our event is Planet versus Plastics. We're really trying to outreach to the community and let them know that things need to be done to reduce the plastics that are produced. We need to recycle the plastics that are in the everyday commodities that we use. This is an annual event, so this means in addition to today, next year and the following years after, for the subsequent Earth Days, we would love to have everybody continue to participate, to bring your friends, just to learn about individual work that they can do to make a contribution.
It's good to help the earth.
Through its historic telescopes, including the iconic Zeiss refractor, visitors can peer into the night sky, tracing planets, star clusters, and distant galaxies. And inside, immersive exhibits and the Samuel Ocean Planetarium transform complex scientific ideas into vivid, unforgettable experiences, making the vastness of space feel personal and immediate. While the observatory offers vistas of Los Angeles, the city itself cultivates a vast array of cultural, athletic, and professional milestones that honor the diverse talents of all Angelenos. LA remains dedicated to inclusivity, from supporting city interns taking their first steps to embracing the vibrant colors of the Spring Holi Festival. The city even offers specialized soccer clinics to ensure our blind and visually impaired residents are fully engaged in LA's vibrant rhythms.
Today, we just launched this blind soccer season.
And it's just amazing to see all how happy and hyper the kids are to play and get that energy out. And seeing how they can actually play alongside people who are older than them, younger than them, and basically collaborate and connect with other people who they might not otherwise be able to connect with.
Now we're gonna do side shuffles, side shuffles. Let's go, arm guard,
Walls over here. Blind soccer is important because it's not just for people who are blind. It's for anyone who wants to play soccer in an inclusive way, because if you hear this, the ball, this has rattle in it so you can hear where the ball is at all times. And that makes it so that you can pass and dribble and shoot just like anyone else at any time. All of the programming that we do, in my mind, serves one purpose at the end of the day. And that purpose is to empower everyone. When I lost my sight, I thought that I wouldn't be able to play sports like anyone else, or I wouldn't be able to have fun with my friends or do any activities. And so I'm out here showing everyone that that is 100% not the case.
If your kid has a disability, no matter what it is so that way they can go out there and know that they can do everything that their friends are talking about.
Bueno, la verdad que al principio obviamente es difícil, más porque por ahí los padres sienten inseguridad, porque es un deporte de contacto, pero a medida que pasa el tiempo, los padres se sienten más seguros, los niños también, y podemos ver el progreso, entrenamiento tras el entrenamiento.
When I lost my sight when I was 12, I mostly stayed home because I didn't really think that I could do much. Like I was like, oh, I'm blind, I can't play sports like everyone else, I can't do things like everyone else. But when I started learning about adaptive sports, that's when I was like, wait a minute, I can play the sports like my friends. So when my friends talk about soccer or basketball or archery or all these other sports or golf, I can connect with my sighted peers and non-disabled peers as well and understand what they're talking about and build connections that I otherwise wouldn't. Because without these sports, the kid's just gonna be staying inside, not really doing much and not being able to be active. But with these sports, it gives the youth a chance to be able to connect with fellow youth their age, whether they're disabled or not disabled, and give them a chance to be active and participate in things that they otherwise might feel like they couldn't.
Today we're celebrating the Holi Earth Bloom music and dance celebration here in Lanark Park. A vibrant celebration of the beginning of spring, and it celebrates Holi, which is an Indian American festival that welcomes the arrival of spring.
Los Angeles is a melting pot, and we know that the city is what it is because of the contributions of all the communities and cultures. And I think every future generation needs to know about the art and culture that makes the city so special.
It's our responsibility to pass on our culture, and the best way to pass on our culture is through music and dance.
So what's unique about us today, the Holi Earth Bloom Festival, is it's not just music and dance, it's not just culture and community, it's really about sustainability and regenerative practices. And so the whole idea behind today is spending time with each other, but also spending time with the earth and remembering that we are part of nature. We are nature. It's not someplace that we go to, it is someplace that is inside of us.
I really, really urge you to claim this as your day. Don't leave here with anything like, I wish I had said, or I didn't feel comfortable saying. Today is an opportunity for a number of the pathway interns to get exposure, work experience, and knowledge of how the city operates, and also how to become a civil servant. This is the group, and this is the day.
This is an opportunity to network, but also get to know the cohort of interns that are enacting change in LA and making an impact every day. So it's an opportunity for me to also get to know how LA functions through the public sector.
Currently, I am pursuing a graduate program at Cal State Northridge for urban planning. I'm getting to know people that are in my field, and we can help each other out in the sense of connecting each other to other job opportunities, even just having friends relating on where we are in our career journeys.
I think with this City Pathways event, it'll be great for me to use as a reference to explore different types of departments here and explore where I would like to go career-wise, since I'm still very much in this phase of exploring. I recently graduated from college, so I'm definitely trying to gauge what are my interests, what are my weaknesses and strengths, and how can I better use that to guide myself in my career.
My current major is urban planning. There's a lot of policy that goes into it, a lot of engineering that goes into it. Not only have I been able to talk to people, meet people in the industry, but I've also been able to learn more about what I want and maybe what that job entails.
Now that they've had all these experiences to go through and understand the personnel process, it builds on an experience that they've had for the last several months working in public offices and working in the mayor's office and working in various departments. This is like a better culmination than a graduation because it is an extension of your career path. Treat this as the next day of your career.
The legacy of Griffith Observatory is deeply intertwined with world history. During World War II, its planetarium became a vital training ground where pilots learned the art of celestial navigation, using the stars to guide them across vast and uncertain skies. That role continued into the space age. In the 1960s, the observatory helped prepare astronauts from NASA for the Apollo program, equipping them with the knowledge needed for humanity's first journeys to the moon. From the beginning, the observatory was built on a radical idea that access to the cosmos should not be limited to scientists on remote mountaintops, but instead shared with the public. And today, it continues that mission, offering free access to lectures, exhibits, and planetarium shows that bring the science of the universe within reach for everyone in Los Angeles. That connection between city and sky is still celebrated. Marking more than a century of public astronomy, the Los Angeles Astronomical Society has hosted community star parties at the observatory, inviting Angelinos to look up and experience the universe for themselves.
The Los Angeles Astronomical Society attracts the nerdiest herd animals in the finest city on the face of the earth. That's you. That's you. Live it.
The Los Angeles Astronomical Society is celebrating its 100th birthday. We were founded in 1926, and it being 2026, I figure it's time to throw a party.
How are we doing, Los Angeles Astronomical Society? Yeah. Cheer louder, it's raining. Yeah.
This is 100 years of public service to the people of Los Angeles with telescopes, talks, outreach in schools, fighting against light pollution, and generally sharing the wonders of the sky with the people of LA.
One of our primary missions is doing telescope outreach, and we do a star party here every month. So we're doing the biggest version of what we normally do, and we're celebrating by having 100 telescopes out here today for each of our 100 years.
I'm here with my college's science club. We're really looking forward to seeing the different types of telescopes that are here because it seems like there's a bunch of really cool different things that are going on here, and I'm just really excited to learn more about space and the stars, especially with the Artemis mission that happened recently. So yeah, it's very cool. I think it's just a really cool place to come out, especially because it's free, so it's very accessible to people. It's always best to learn more about the stars and the world around you.
Los Angeles is actually a really relevant site for astronomy. Mount Wilson Observatory, they've housed the world's largest telescope twice, with the 60-inch and the 100-inch. Edwin Hubble notably discovered that our galaxy isn't all there is in the universe and that the universe is indeed expanding. That happened right up there on the hill. There's a lot of astronomy happening right here.
Southern California is really important in the history of astronomy, and now we're going back into space, we're going to the moon, and I think it's an even better time to be celebrating. Happy birthday, happy 100th, and let's hear it for another 100 years more of looking up.
We're here at the Los Angeles Festival of Books. It's a really awesome time to see just so many varieties of books. We started over here at the children's section, but we're going to move over to the adult fiction, and just seeing so many cultures represented, so many amazing artworks, and just a great thing for LA to come together.
So we have two different activities going on. We have the lexicon activity, which is a large 16 by 20 book that is essentially a living and growing book. People are going to come and they add a collage, they add a word, they can add their name. And then we also have a bookbinding activity. It's more so just creating a little mini-sized book that people can walk away with, and they can decorate it, they can emboss it, so they can just have fun and be creative and do whatever they want.
We've got 3 different booths going on, so we're signing people up for our commemorative Central 100 library card. We're giving away our Rotunda Color by Numbers coloring page with a custom 12-pack of colored pencils to complete the challenge. We are giving away free books in English and in Spanish, and we're also celebrating the launch of our pop-up book, Central Library Pops with Angel City Press.
They have authors here signing books, so I can't wait to see Amy Tan and all sorts of other people. First of all, it's a huge community gathering, so people feel part of Los Angeles. And the other is that we need to read books. You know, there's so much on TV and all these other ways that are taking people's time. And so to remind people that it's good to read books is a wonderful thing.
People love books. No matter what they tell you, people still read. But I think they still want information. They still need opportunities to find out new things. And books are a good avenue for those things.
There's so many authors here telling us about their work and how they do it, and on various subjects that are of interest to everyone.
And what I know is, in order to sell a book, in order to inform people that you have books, you have to actually touch the people. You have to get out and talk to them. And so they've done an excellent job of setting up booths, setting up different tents, setting up different opportunities for authors to get their word out about their works.
It opens up the possibility of kids being introduced to new books, so anyone, any age, anybody is able to come in, kind of find what they're interested in. That's how you find kind of books that you want to read. We're hopefully going to see approximately 160,000 people. Last year we saw 2,000 that came through our booth alone. And I just think it's really important for DCA to be out here because a lot of people still don't know what the Department of Cultural Affairs is, what we do, what we offer, and find ways to engage in the arts.
Reading is so important, especially if you have young kids. I think it's something they should definitely be exposed to. They have read alouds for all different ages. Over here they can get a read aloud. I just think there's something for everyone. I think it's so beautiful that everyone wants to come together and really celebrate books and celebrate each other as a city.
It's free, it's easy to get to. There's so many amazing things to see here. Great talks, great artists, so definitely recommend it for anybody next time.
Prom is just one of those events. It's really the culmination of your K-12 education. And it would be sad if a child couldn't attend prom because they couldn't afford a suit or a fancy dress.
We find that many of our families in the LA area can't afford the dresses and the jewelry and the suits that go along with this, so it gives us an opportunity to give back to our communities.
Costs of things are very high, so giving them an opportunity to have that prom dream come true with a nice dress, it's always a good feeling.
We can kind of launch them on their adulthood with this special gift. We are giving away prom dresses and suits, shoes and handbags and makeup. We're here to make sure they have an amazing prom.
Getting dresses for free, shoes for free, jewelry, makeup. This is like a huge opportunity.
So many dresses and so many options. I absolutely loved it and I think it was phenomenal.
I got my suit, nice formal suit. It's been nice.
There were a lot of options and it was really hard for me. I was picking through dresses, going back and forth trying to find a color scheme for my prom based on the theme. I got my dress, I got my makeup, I got my jewelry for that day, and I also got shoes.
When you see a mom come in with her daughter and share in this pivotal moment that both of them are going to remember for a lifetime, that takes the cake every time.
I mean, not only does it support, those who may not be able to afford a suit, but also to break the stigma between the, officers and community.
Law enforcement is here to support you. We aren't just here to solve crimes. We are here to build a relationship and a partnership with our community. This is a chance to give back, so we're here for it.
I love to be generous and donate. The girls' faces when I see them in the fitting room and they're happy, to me that's the best thing.
Thank you so much for this event, the opportunity to come and shop for one of the important days of my life. Thank you for the time you put into this, and just thank you for all of it.
I think what was so significant today is the commemoration and celebration of Arab American Heritage Month. The contributions of so many city employees So this was really significant in recognizing it.
There were 4 honorees today from the Bureau of Engineering, Street Lighting, LA Sanitation, as well as the Bureau of Contract Administration.
These are the hardworking, behind-the-scenes, talented people, and they have been a significant part in ensuring that we have a city that functions. Just a testament to their work ethics and who they are as Angelenos.
Los Angeles is a city for everyone, and Los Angeles is a city of diversity. The citizenships of the people who are living here are contributing to the well-being and to the flourishing of this beautiful city. We don't forget where did we come from, but we cherish this, our roots, and we continue our future.
I am very thankful, very honored to receive the Arab American Heritage Award. It means a lot to me because of what's going on in the world, especially in Palestine and Lebanon. I am an Arab, a Palestinian American. It feels great to be honored by the city of Los Angeles. It's both humbling and powerful at the same time.
So many people carry with them heavy griefs and concern about their families in other parts in the Mideast. In fact, we realize that we share more in common. And this is an act, if you will, almost of courage to come out and say, no, we live with dignity, we came here, we're building this country, we're building this city, and we should celebrate and recognize that.
Hey LA, check out these things to do. Join LA City's Department of Recreation and Parks for its annual family festival, Salute to Recreation. Head to the Northridge Recreation Center for 3 days of fun activities on Friday, May 15th, Saturday, May 16th, and Sunday, May 17th. Activities include teen night, sports tournaments, senior dance, and Battle of the Bands. There will also be food and drinks, a marketplace, beer garden, and fun for the whole family. Find out more at recreation.parks.lacity.gov. Los Angeles Public Library is celebrating the diversity of Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander communities in Los Angeles at AAPI Joy. This free festival for all ages will explore AAPI voices then and now. Celebrate the city's rich AAPI heritage and help forge a shared future of acceptance and inspiration with the greater Los Angeles community. The day-long event includes performances, talks, crafts, and more with an opening line dance at 11 a.m. Visit LA's Central Library for AAPI Joy on Saturday, May 16th, beginning at 11 a.m. and continuing through 4 p.m. Learn more at lapl.org. Rec and Parks, along with the National Wheelchair Basketball Association, presents a wheelchair basketball skills camp on Saturday, May 16th and Sunday, May 17th. Westwood Recreation will host youth and adult clinics made possible by the LA 28 Olympic and Paralympic Games. There will also be special guest appearances by Team USA Paralympians. Pre-registration is required as space for the camp is limited. The Play LA Wheelchair Basketball Skills Camp takes place on Saturday, May 16th and Sunday, May 17th. For more info, go to recreation.parks.lacity.gov. And that's a look at some things to do.
In many ways, Griffith Observatory is more than a landmark. It's a bridge between Earth and sky, past and future. It has appeared in countless films and television shows, embedding itself into the cultural identity of Los Angeles. But beyond its cinematic allure, it continues to fulfill its original mission, to inspire wonder. In a city defined by dreams, this hilltop institution reminds us to look up and imagine what lies beyond. Its location within Griffith Park provides the ultimate outdoor view of the Hollywood sign, complemented by immersive exhibits exploring the wonders of space and science. The Griffith Observatory is dedicated to transforming visitors into active explorers of our universe. And here, above the city lights, Griffith Observatory reminds us that no matter how vast the universe may be, it's always within reach if we simply take the time to look up. Thanks for watching. Catch these stories and more on LA City View Channel 35 or at lacity.gov/TV. And don't forget to follow at LA City on Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. Until next time, get out there and experience all the wonderful things that Los Angeles has to offer.